donation program now.
Welcome to Vital Signs. Why are we here? Because we are bringing leading edge medical, wellness, sport performance, human performance, educational content to you. We believe that we can grow together and improve the health of our communities by taking little steps. Today, I am here with a very special guest. She is an optimal health coach, Stephanie Shore. Welcome to Vital Signs.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited about this. I'd love to share what I've learned. I believe that can help people. I think that we have kind of a health crisis in our country with people not feeling well, with having not such great outcomes as they age, and I really think that can be reversed. So I'm happy to share anything I know.
So thank you for your expertise. What I really want to start with today, Steph, is I know that you have a revolutionary technology. It's been around for a while. It just hasn't been around here in the States for too long, called the BEMER. Tell me a little bit about the BEMER.
So the BEMER is not the car. It's bioelectromagnetic energy regulation is what it stands for. And it was invented by German physicists and it's manufactured by Swiss craftsmen. And it's basically a PEMF mat. PEMF stands for pulse electromagnetic field, and it's a therapy. It mimics the intensity and the wavelengths of Earth's gravity. And what it does, they actually have put it in coils in a mat, and you can lie on a mat for 8 minutes in the morning and 8 minutes at night. And what it effectively does is give every cell in your body a tiny charge, like picture a flashlight, and the batteries have dimmed. So the light's not as bright. Well, this is the same kind of thing. This charges every tiny cell in your body with a very tiny charge. It delivers more oxygen. So now your cell can produce more ATP and your cell can perform what it's supposed to do for the health of your body. Also, more nutrients are able to be delivered to the cell. The cell is able to excrete more carbon dioxide and toxins. And basically, everything's working a lot better. One thing that I didn't know is that 75% of your blood circulation is in microcapillaries, the tiniest little veins. They're so tiny. Some of them are a quarter thickness of a hair, and they go into your lymph nodes, they go into your joints, they go into everywhere. And basically, using the BEMER mat enables the body to heal itself. It doesn't heal you, but it provides what your blood needs. It's kind of like a blood therapy. So my experience, my interesting story, my experience with the BEMER started 25 years ago when I was on an icy hill in Vail, going on an inner tube down the hill, and my husband was allowed to go on his inner tube too early, and he hit me. I went 8 feet in the air, came down, and for 25 years after, I had issues with my lower right leg. Not horrible, but significant pain when I was in line at like the airport, things like that, or standing too long. And a doctor recommended that I buy the BEMER about 1.5 years ago. I put it in my bed. You put the mat in your bed, and I didn't even research it. Very unlike me, because I always deep dive into everything, but I didn't have time at the time. I noticed 1 year later, after using the BEMER mat 8 minutes in the morning, 8 minutes at night, I wasn't feeling any pain. Now, the BEMER mat didn't heal me, but it enabled my body to heal itself. And that video that you're showing now, that shows the microcapillaries. And the red cells can stack up on themselves if the circulation isn't proper. So basically what the BEMER does, it improves your circulation. It enables the blood to help to give the materials to the cell so you can heal or reduce inflammation is a big part. Also, some of the other effects I've had from the Beamer, I have a lot more energy and I sleep better. I believe that's connected.
Absolutely, Steph. And, like, of course, this is not meant to be taken as medical advice. Definitely consult your physician whenever we're talking about any of these things. It's for informational purposes only. But I also use the Beamer, Steph. And one of the things that has been really positive with the Beamer is it helps improve sleep, because when you have improved circulation, what it does is it allows your muscles to relax. So it actually is marketed in a lot of places to help you get better quality sleep and have that restoration that happens. Talk to me a little bit about why microcirculation and having that improved situation for your body to optimally restore during sleep. Why is that so important?
Well, when you're sleeping, your body's healing itself. And we've spoken about this in the past, but like eating before bed isn't very healthy. If you can not eat before bed, one of the things the Beamer helps do is clear what is being called electrosmog from your cells. Electrosmog is coming from all the cell towers, all the microwaves, all the unhealthy kind of electrocurrents that we're exposed to. The spectrum's getting kind of full. You have the healthy ones at one end, like PEMF, and then you have the electrosmog at the other. So what it does is kind of like a car wash for your brain almost to help clear the electric smog. So I believe that also contributes to better sleep. And plus, if your blood's running better, the blood's like a river in your body. All the cells need to be nurtured by the blood, and they need the nutrients that the blood's delivering. And I think it's really fascinating that we have such a no-brainer tool that we can use, and we just lie on a mat twice a day. That's not the only thing you need to do for your health. It's too much like an ultimate couch potato solution because it's so easy, but the science behind it is significant.
Absolutely. And so as we move forward and we talk about this, like what are some of the considerations when we're thinking about microcirculation during the day? Like I find that I use my Beamer in the morning and the evening, and when I get on the mat in the morning, I set it at a very high setting, and it kind of gives me a boost of energy to start my day because of the circulation. What are some of the things that it can help with during the day, the fact that we have that improved microcirculation?
Well, for one thing is it's good to vary it a little bit, like do the high maybe one out of three, but more is less with Beamer. Like the low frequency, it's really kind of like mimicking the Earth's gravity, like when they tell you to lie down on the ground for half an hour, something like that. And that's another thing. Our gravity has kind of diminished over the years. So this is kind of the ideal frequency that's being delivered by the Beamer mat. I would say during the day, I have a higher level of energy throughout the day. And I'm thinking it's because my circulation's better. That kind of, the Beamer mat, it gives a boost to your circulation for about 12 hours. That's why you do it twice a day. So you don't, like, more is not necessarily better. I asked the doctor that I work with right away, I said, well, if 8 minutes is good, isn't 12 minutes better? And he said, absolutely not. You're not going to get any more benefit. You're only going to get a certain amount. The cell can only hold so much. So that you can go on your way, you're on the mat and then you go on your day and then come back at night and recharge again. So it's a very tiny little charge for every cell. And the effect it has is profound. The science is, it's kind of like quantum field theory is kind of the new science where our medicine is still mired down in kind of the Newtonian view of the body, like a bag of parts that can be replaced or repaired. And basically now we have quantum physics in our diagnostic equipment, but we don't have it in our treatment. This is kind of more futuristic medicine, I think.
Absolutely. And, I come from sports medicine, and we use this in athletics a lot for recovery because, whenever something happens or whenever you're working out, there's micro tears, there's micro trauma in your body. And the Beamer mat with the increased circulation helps get rid of all of that lactic acid, all of that other stuff. And so we find that it actually accelerates recovery as well. I don't know if that's something.
I'm really excited you brought up recovery because have you heard the story about the race across America with the German bike riders?
Yeah, share that. That would be great.
Yeah, so there's a race across America. The normal time is 7 days. Beamer had a team. They came over with their Beamers mats in the van. And when the riders couldn't make 24 miles an hour anymore, they took them off the bikes, put them on the Beamer mat in the van. The Beamer really assists in athletic recovery because of the circulation improvement. And they finished the race in 5 days. The Austrians came in second at 7 days. And that to me is a great story of athletic performance improvement. And they're talking about, well, people use it in tennis now to recover during sets, and in football to recover during their plays.
Yeah, and baseball too, after pitching, like pitchers like to utilize it after that as well. So thank you so much for this. If people are interested in learning more about the BEMER or would like to ask you more questions or get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you and learn more about the BEMER?
They can go to livethehealthyouwant.com is my website. Just like it sounds, Live the Health You Want. I have a BEMER website as well, Stephanie, STEPHANIE Shore, SHORR.BEMERgroup.com, which is specifically, you can see the BEMER equipment right away. And reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about it. This is one of my passions. I definitely went deep down the rabbit hole of energy medicine, for sure. I see the results.
Absolutely. And Steph, like, share with the audience, what is your age? Because you are a higher performing human being than most 20 and 30-year-olds I know.
I appreciate you saying that. I would not go that far. I'm 72 and a half. I haven't grown up yet. I just see so many possibilities to be healthier. That's the thing. Our bodies want to be healthy. Our bodies want us to survive. The microbes in your microbiome want to survive. They want to reproduce too. So you kind of have this whole, I don't know, huge corporation of your body behind you wanting to live and be healthy. If you can give it the materials it wants and, you know, work with it and pay attention without being obsessed. You don't have to make it your life's work, but there's so much you can do to improve your health, and it's not even hard.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We do have to take a brief break, but we'll be right back after these messages.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. we're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Vital Signs. We are here with Steph Shore, and we are talking all things health and wellness. How do we become peak performing human beings? Because we only have one body. We need to take care of that body because we have to live with it for the rest of our lives. Steph, before the break, we were talking a lot about technology and technological advances in health and human performance, but I want to shift gears now. You are an optimal health coach, and so you're very, very passionate about becoming the best, most healthy, high-performing human being that you can be. What are the pillars of health?
I have to say, we can start with diet because so much of our health is involved with our diet. If we can go through the pillars and then go into each one a little bit if you want, but I would say diet, exercise, sleep, not always in that order. There's also the whole component of mental health, and we haven't really talked about that yet. What are your relationships like? Are you comfortable with your spirituality? What about your special purpose? Do you have one? Are you in a situation where your relationships are not going well? You can't really escape from that. You know, that's with you all the time, and that's very harmful to health. So that's something we haven't really spoken about, is the mental health aspect. Physical health, exercise, hydration. We talked about posture before. That was very important too. And sleep. I would say starting with those.
And
all
so
six
let's
of
just
six or
dial
seven.
in a little
It's a
bit,
lot.
like a quick dial into each piece of this. Let's talk about movement first, because movement is one of the easiest ones to implement. And it's one of the things that if we're not moving our bodies and we start, we see an almost immediate impact in our energy and stuff. So if we talk really briefly about movement, what does that look like? What is healthy? Like what amount of movement? How do we do this? How do we know we're on track in our body?
It's my opinion that you need to combine several different kind of movements over the week. Like you need to have some cardio. That's for your respiratory and your heart. You need to have some strength training, some resistance, some kind of weightlifting. That's for your bone density and muscle strength. Then you also need to have some maybe yoga, something for flexibility and stretching. It sounds like a lot, but if you can find what's fun in those things, like for me, I love to go for a walk, or if I can put on a song that makes me want to dance, that's a great exercise for a couple minutes. You don't have to exercise for hours. A few minutes, several times a day is way better than nothing. You can start there, and you don't have to go run for hours or be on a treadmill. That's actually too much on your knees and ankles, I think. So it's not even really hard to implement if you can you have to find what you love.
Thank you for that.
Just trying different things is good. A lot of people think pickleball is wonderful. Some people like tennis. I like tennis, but I just like to hit balls. I don't really like to keep score. And with golf too, I'd rather go hit a bucket of balls than walk, spend the whole day on the golf course because I like just the motion of it. So there's so many opportunities for us. Even if you can't go out, you're in front of a computer all day, there's exercises you can do there, but your body needs to move to stay healthy. You start losing muscle mass, your circulation's impaired. It will not go well for you if you have no movement in your life.
And what I just heard, and I really want to highlight this, is movement can be fun. What is fun? Getting on the ground and playing with your grandkids counts. It's movement. Getting up and down off the floor, you know, turning the song on and dancing like nobody's looking. That's my favorite way to get movement in. Just starting moving your body is very important, and get a little bit in every day. So once we tackle movement, what's the next easiest thing for us to kind of tackle from a health standpoint? Is it sleep? Is it diet?
I think probably easiest is sleep, because you can meditate a little bit before you sleep. You can do yoga, you can do some stretching, you can try to do calming activities. Watching the news right before you go to bed is not something I recommend. Or, you know, maybe having your to-do list for the next day, maybe have that an hour before you're going to bed. Because you don't want to get all involved in the detail of what you need to do. You want to have a time to relax and let your body recharge. I would say that, but diet's really diet's usually important. So the first thing I would think of would be great to do is to review, what is your normal day? Maybe keep a food diary. Are you eating snacks all day? Are you eating too much carb, too much sugar? Most of us are. And if you look at the propensity of obesity and cardiac problems and diabetes in this country, it's all because of the overeating and the too much sugar. And we can fix that. We don't need to get really sick to have to work back from our symptoms and, you know, our chronic conditions. We need to prevent the chronic conditions by making good choices. And it's a learning experience. The thing again is to be kind to yourself and realize we have not been taught really how to do this. So it's kind of everyone has their own path, their own nutrition perfect setting. Like what's good for me, you might be allergic to, or you might have inflammation from. It's a quest.
Thank you for sharing that. And Steph, so we talked about sleep. We talked about having a wind down period, not wine, W-I-N-E, but wind, W-I-N-D, down period before bed. Yes. So we can get some good rest. And I always look at the foundation of health is actually sleep. So thank you for talking a little bit about some of the ways that we can wind down and have good quality sleep. And then I agree with you that what we put in, garbage out. We're only as good as what we fuel our body with. And so if we're looking at this and we maybe want to get started, I believe you have an assessment on your website that people can kind of look at to see how do they fall on the health spectrum. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. On my website, livethehealthyouwant.com, there's a free health self-assessment where you can answer questions on a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever, where you feel you are in your physical activity, how about the health of your diet? And when you submit it, it'll come to me, but it'll also send it back to you so you can use that as a baseline. And you can see, where do you feel like you need the most help or you need to direct your attention to the most? For a lot of people, it is sleep. We're so busy. We're so stimulated by so much that's going on. And we have so much opportunity. Every little thing you do to improve your health has an impact. Your body is very receptive to any improvements you make. And you'll find that if you can eat really well for one day, like keep the starchy, maybe have one starchy carb, and maybe have your fruit earlier in the day because of the sugar, and eat lighter late at night, maybe a salad and some protein or something like that. And stop eating 3 hours before bed. Have one day where you try to really just try that out. See how you feel the next day. See how your energy is. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the things that we talk about a lot, because we see each other a lot. For those who are watching, I know Steph quite well. I believe in all the things that she's talking about. One of the things we talk about a lot is kind of habit stacking and taking the small steps. And actually, I believe your brand is Small Steps with Steph. So what does that look like? If we're looking at our overarching health, we've taken your self-assessment, we know where we fall. What is define a small step in health? What does that look like?
I think the smallest, easiest step you can take is to see if you're drinking enough water, because 90% of the people aren't. And I'm not saying to over drink water either. Drink for half your body weight, 1 ounce of water. So if you're 150, 75 ounces of water is a pretty safe starting point. Like anything else, there's the Goldilocks zone. You don't want too much or too little, but you can drink too much water, but it's kind of difficult. Most people aren't drinking enough. And when you drink enough water, your digestion's better. All your cells are nourished. It's kind of important. That's one of the most important things. Sleep is all important as well. If you're not getting enough sleep, for a lot of people, you're not doing the repair your body wants to do and needs to do to keep you healthy.
And so I really appreciate that you said that our body is predominantly made up of water. We are a population who is chronically dehydrated. So I like that you start with the water. One of the things that really helped me when I realized how I was not getting my intake was that I would have a glass of water by my bed before bed. And the first thing I do in the morning is I drink that, because you're asleep for 6, 7, 8 hours, hopefully 7 or 8 hours. That's not always the case for me, but replenishing that is so incredibly important. So thank you for focusing on that. And as we do these small habits, really one of the things that I've noticed is we try something on, and then the minute that we forget or we fall off the wagon, we beat ourselves up. So how do we keep from having that happen? How do we continue to move forward in momentum after we start?
So sometimes you need a coach for that, to help be accountable. It is very easy to slide back. I talked to you in the past about when I travel, all of a sudden, and there's a Starbucks in the lobby, I'm back with the mochas, even though I have half the sugar still. It's a fair amount of sugar. It's a quest. It's a challenge every day, especially when you're traveling. But again, you do the best you can and not beat yourself up too much, because that's not healthy either. And you realize, well, okay, this happened today, but tomorrow I'm not going to, maybe if I had French fries at dinner, I'm not going to eat a lot of starchy carb tomorrow at all. I'm going to let my body work that through. But honestly, our bodies do the best with what we give it to. But if we constantly make choices that aren't good, like if you do healthy choices like 80% of the time and 20% of the time, I mean, you have birthdays, you have occasions, you have family events. You don't want to be the one in the corner with a sour face because you can't eat what everyone's eating. You want to be able to wend your way and make good choices and still have your social. Hopefully you have a good family setting and you have meals together, and that's really important occasions. I have been the one who wouldn't eat anything. It's not a pretty situation.
Well, thank you so much, Steph. We do have to take a brief break, but you have just heard it here. Follow the 80-20 rule. If 80% of the time you're on point with your nutrition, with your sleep, with your movement, the 20% of the time when we go have a piece of cake is not going to completely unseat us. As always, this is educational purposes only. Before you try any new exercise, diet, etc., make sure you consult with your practitioner. Thank you so much for sharing, Steph, and we will be back after these messages.
Thank you so much for having me.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome to Vital Signs. Why are we here? Because health is wealth, and you're going to learn more about that in just a moment. But before we begin, anything you hear in this show is for educational purposes only. Please consult with your medical practitioner before implementing anything new into your diet, your exercise, or anything else that you hear on this show. We are really excited to be here today. I have a very special guest here, Lisa Brooking with Health Code Medical. It's the expert in longevity and peak performance. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me, peak performance and longevity. How did you get into this?
Yes, well, thank you. It is the perfect intersection of my career, starting out as a critical care nurse. I've had a progressive career, and I've seen care at different vantage points. And also as an athlete, I run on the national team, and I've had great experiences running on the roads and have won several races. And so Health Code Medical is that intersect of, as a clinician, and getting the most peak performance out of my own body.
And so as we think about this, you have described health as an asset class. Tell me more about that.
Yes. Well, similar to our finances, we have short and long-term goals. We consider the same with health. So we want to take good care of our health. We only get one for a lifetime. So in order to do that, we need to have short and long-term goals. We want people to live life on their terms. In order to do that, you need to be fully informed.
Absolutely. And I love that you said live life on our terms. And we talk about health as wealth, because you can have all the wealth monetarily in the world, but if we don't have our health, we can't really enjoy it. And you just said we have one body in which to live our life. So what does it look like? Like, what are some of the things that you have noticed as you've integrated into that space of longevity and peak human performance?
Well, certainly going from the defense to the offense, right? So we're not disease focused. We're looking to get on the offense. Like, let's look ahead, preventative, early detection. Let's change that trajectory. So it's just a whole different approach, and it's very exciting. people can take charge of their health and they can have agency over their health. And so with that is super empowering, not only for the individual, but the family, and let's create healthier communities.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So walk me a little bit through this process of, functional medicine, early detection, and peak performance. Like, what is the first step?
Yes. Well, with that, so we want to make sure there's nothing brewing. So you certainly want to be doing screening for any of that early detection to see what's going on, because that's ultimately going to be the top priority. We know early detection saves lives. And then we look at, okay, do you have any underlying conditions that we can help shift that trajectory? Why is your diabetes seem to be that you can't get under control? Your cholesterol is going up year over year. Your weight, you just can't seem to get on top of it. So let's look at that. And so in order to get peak performance, we need to do the first step, which is to make sure nothing's brewing. The second step, to then see what underlying conditions do you have and how can we take that down? How can we shift that trajectory? And then the third, what is that peak performance? Is it running a marathon, keeping up with your grandkids, heli skiing, or let's get back out on that football field?
So what I'm hearing is establish your baseline, know where you stand, get your screening early,
Yes.
get that early detection, fix whatever's there, correct that, and take control of our life. And before the show, we were talking a little bit about some of the aspects of this, and you mentioned food as medicine.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about food as medicine? Because we hear it on TV. There's all the things. You have to eat the salad. You have to eat this, do this, don't do this. And there's a lot of misinformation about what we should be even eating these days. So talk to me a little bit about food as medicine and how should we be looking at this?
Well, this functional medicine gets to the root cause. So what is really driving that disease process? What's driving the inflammation, the brain fog, where you feel like maybe you're aging faster than your friends? So functional medicine does testing to get to that root cause. And is it coming from the gut? Like, what is causing these issues that ultimately you're on medications to manage the symptoms? And so with that, food is just this amazing source of medicine. And where those imbalances are, you can get those nutrients through food. If you can't, there is supplements you can take, but ultimately the food is really the superpower that's going to just heal those cells, really create a healthy inside, which is ultimately healing the body from within, is going to give you ultimately what you're looking for from a longevity standpoint.
And you talked a little bit about the gut here, and we've started to hear some buzzwords about gut health, microbiome, like all of these weird words that not everybody understands what they mean. But how important is it to have an understanding of where you are, your baseline, with regards to your gut health, with regards to everything else that follows?
Oh, exactly. Well, we consider the gut the second brain. And so certainly if you're eating foods that is, causing inflammation, bloating, you just feel sluggish, well, that's going to come out in your skin, that's going to come out in your hair, your nails, brain fog. And so very much the gut, the microbiome is so important to really understand. In order to do that, you need to get testing to see where are you at? Have you created an allergy over time? A lot of us eat the same foods day after day. I know I do for breakfast, but over time you can create an allergy to that food. And so it's very important to do testing to see where you're at in order to be able to make those changes.
And so let's back it up and look at it from like the 30,000 foot view. I like the 30,000 foot view. I eat whatever I eat on a daily basis, but I tend to be bloated. What is that bloating telling us when we have bloating in our body? Is that like a signal that we should pay more attention to? Like, what are those signals in our body that we feel that are kind of like the early warning signs of shouldn't eat that, or this isn't working for me? Like, what does that look like for the viewers out there? What are they feeling or experiencing that is kind of a clue that says, hey, I should go to get this checked out? Well,
we live in a busy world and we're always rushing from one thing to the next. And oftentimes we're eating on the run. But it's so important that when we're consuming that food, like, how does it make us feel? Do we feel energized afterwards, or, as you had mentioned, bloated and sleepy? And so that's worth saying, I had a sandwich. Is it the gluten intolerance? Is it, do you have some sort of underlying allergy? So there's something that your body is not responding to well. There's so much processed foods, which is chemicals. When we think of growing a garden, we put water on the garden and maybe some fertilizer. We're not pouring a pop and expecting that plant to grow. And so our bodies are these incredible machines, and it's such an extraordinary gift. And sometimes we don't take very good care of it. And it's one thing to have your vice once in a while, but if it becomes a regular habit, you will you pay the price for it through chronic diseases and potentially a shortened lifespan.
And for those of you who are in the Houston metro area, a pop is a soda or a Coke. We're not pouring Coke on our plants, so why would we put that in our body? And you said something that I really want to highlight, and that's that processed food has a lot of chemicals in them. And our bodies are, I mean, we naturally detoxify stuff in our systems. We know that is true biologically speaking, but if we're putting a whole lot of processed food and chemicals into our body, and we have a slew of symptoms, how do we know which food it is? How do we get to that crux of that if we're doing our own experimentation, for example?
Well, and there's so many telltale signs. So it's coming out in our skins, in our bowel movements, and there's so many telltale signs to show that this food is not sitting well with you. There's an allergy, or the unhealthy processed food is really slowing down your body's ability to process. So again, that testing will be able to identify it. But for sure, there's, healthy eating is where it's at. There's so many nutrients in something like spinach and kale, and it's packed full of nutrients. And so just a simple spinach salad can just give you a whole bunch of bang for your buck. And I know it's not as maybe tasty as some of those other things out there, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. And I think if people just added more healthy foods into their diet, they would start to see the changes, the mood, the energy. You're making great decisions at home and in the office, and you just have this energy to do a workout after work. So that comes through plant-based diets, whole grains, healthy eating.
Yeah, so what I heard is make sure you're eating the whole foods. And it sounds so simple, but it's not easy in today's fast lifestyle. So I just want to, for everyone who's listening, I heard add a green something to your day. It's not like you're asking people to completely wholesale shift everything all at once either. I heard just try a little bit of spinach in your salad, and that'll give you some nutrient density to help you feel better. So is there some method to this madness where we're just trying to add one thing a day or one thing at a time so that we can make this a slow burn and it becomes a part of who we are?
Exactly, because it needs to be a part of who we are. It's how we identify ourselves. I care about my health for myself and my family. So because of that, every Monday, we're going to eat, we're going to just start with one meal. So dinner on Mondays and maybe Mondays and Wednesdays is going to be a big salad and fish, right? And so just making those small changes. Or we're going to bring some carrot sticks and hummus in the car with us. Those small changes really compound over time. And if seeing is believing, so I really encourage your viewers to give it a shot because it works wonders.
Ooh, I heard a challenge out there, folks. I heard to try on a little something healthy for size, pay attention to how it makes you feel, and we will be right back after these messages.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Vital Signs. We are going to shift gears and talk about human performance, peak performance, and longevity, because our longevity and peak performance expert, Lisa Brooking, is joining us again in studio today. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thanks, Jen. Great to be here.
Okay, Lisa, so we've talked in the past about health as an asset class and how we only get one body. We have to take care of it because it's going to serve us for the rest of our lives. Talk to me about early detection. What is so important about early detection?
Well, we know early detection saves lives. And so if we're so focused on the fountain of youth, well, the fountain of youth, you won't get that if you have an underlying disease condition or something that requires urgent attention. And so I understand it's hard for people to want to embrace, preventative screening, but it's so important, and it can be dealt with in such a minimal, evasive way oftentimes if it is catched early.
And so we think about early detection. I mean, I'm just going to use it as a female. We think about it when we turn 45 or 50. We don't think about it before then. So when are you thinking is a good time for us to begin this process?
That's a great question. Well, we're certainly seeing a prevalence of cancers at an earlier age. And so with that, we want to start thinking, we're in our 30s. We need to start thinking about early detection and what that looks like. And then we get a great baseline. We may not see something like breast cancer, but we may see maybe have family history, or we have a certain type of breast tissue that predisposes us to the likelihood of cancer. And so with that, you certainly want to have the early detection screenings embedded into your annual medicals.
And if we want to advocate for ourselves, because this is really about advocating for ourselves, it is not the norm when we're younger for the doctor to say, oh, hey, we need to start doing some of this screening in these earlier years, maybe in our late 20s and early 30s. So how do we, as advocates of our own health, speak to our physicians and our practitioners so that we can get that earlier screening and that earlier detection?
Well, I think it goes from being a passive participant to an active participant in your healthcare plan, and you're co-partnered with your physician. So you're saying, I want to do early detection screening earlier for breast cancer because I'm worried about it, or I have a family history, and I understand the national benchmark is this age, but I would like to look into it, and I'm willing to put out the money to go and do that privately. And so with that, I think the physician would open that conversation to say, wow, you want agency over your health? How can I help support that? So I see the physicians very much embracing that sort of mindset.
And you know, we are kind of shifting. The technology is rapidly advancing. We're getting better and better at detecting things at an earlier and earlier stage. So as this happens and technology evolves and our ability to detect things earlier and earlier evolves, what do you see happening in the general space? Because a lot of times we wait until the insurance pays for something, but the reality is that a lot of times that's when it's too late. And now we're treating something that we've already gotten into a disease process for. So how do you see that evolving over time? Because you are leading edge in this space. How do you overcome those hurdles of the mindset of, well, nothing's wrong. If it's not broke, don't fix it?
Yes. Well, and that was a great mindset given where technology was. But now it's advancing so rapidly, and it's so able to really provide that level of precision. And so with that, we're able to detect things so early, and before we weren't able to. So thanks to the technology advancements in AI, they are now able to see even the smallest little change and identify that to get it addressed, versus before that didn't take place. So we want to be constantly screening. We take our vehicle in for annual maintenance. You know, in so many aspects of life, we do these annual checks on, you know, our furnaces and things like that, but our own health, we don't go in for that annual check. So we need that annual checkup, and then we also need to see, do we need to overlay any special preventative early detection screening to that annual check based on maybe things shifting a little.
And so as we're early detecting, as we're shifting towards that prevention instead of cure, you know, a lot of times, I mean, and we hear, I come from healthcare, and we like to say, you know, $1 of prevention saves $10 of cure, because healthcare is expensive. Let's just be real. We'll be frank. Healthcare is expensive. If you're sick, managing a chronic disease is expensive. So what we're really talking about is pulling that back and preventing it in the first place. So over the lifetime, saving gosh knows how many dollars. So how do you message that to someone who might be a little bit more reluctant?
Well, it's such a place of empowerment, right? If you know that you're getting these annual screens and they're seeing nothing, and you're saying, you know what, you got this great bill of health, continue to screen year over year, you have that confidence that you can say, I have health on my side, I'm going to go live life on my terms. And that's really what we're trying to provide, is give agency over your health. Not wait till something happens and then you call victim to the disease itself, right? And so we don't want the disease to run your life. We want you to run your life. And so in order to do that, you need to take proactive measures, and you need to address it head on. And that's what Health Code Medical does, is we address issues head on. Yes, we're screening for things, and it can be scary at times, but it's so good to know what we see and then see how we can shift that trajectory or cure it.
Yeah, fix it before it ever becomes a problem, really.
Exactly.
It's like routine maintenance. Routine maintenance on your health. And so as we think about this, and we think about, you know what, it is a little bit scary to think about chronic disease and early detection, because I have to admit that there's a possibility that I might die. Like, let's just put it on the table. There's a possibility that I'm not going to live forever, and then I might have a disease process. And so I'm scared to take that next step, because if I don't know, maybe it won't happen. Can you kind of talk me through the psychology of that, and how do we shift that? Because that happens, and we see that in, some of us are caregivers, and some of the people that we caregive for, they just don't want to know. I don't want to go. I know something's wrong because I don't feel great, but I don't want to know what it is. How do we as caregivers shift that with the people that we love so we can get them in and get them taken care of?
Well, what is your purpose? Do you want to be around to see your kids graduate, or walk your child down the aisle as she's getting married? And so with that, what is your purpose? And so if you have a clear North Star, I want to be here, I want to live to 100 because I want to be and be alive till 100, but also be fully engaged and vibrant and active. Okay, well, in order to do that, you need to have early detection on your side. You need to have health on your side. And so that's so important, is that we are doing those early detections. And then again, there's so many more options out there. If we detect something early, there's more options and there's more time. When it's detected after those lumps and bumps are felt, you're a race against time. And we don't need to be in such a fear-based society. We can just take ownership of our health by surveillancing it more often.
Yeah, and let's not discount the fact of the stress that comes along with it. If we wait until lumps and bumps, there's a huge stress factor because now we've found something. And it's a serious situation and we're racing against the clock, as you said. So we actually can reduce the stress associated with prevention and making the changes now, and it's smaller changes now. I think that's the biggest thing with early detection. It's smaller changes now that are going to swing that door wide open to your longevity.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for sharing your amazing brilliance with us and my viewers. And if people would like to learn more about early detection, or if they'd like to talk to you or Health Code Medical about some of these things, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, so our website, healthcode.ca, would be a fantastic place to start, and we'd be delighted to help you on your journey to optimal health and wellness.
And on social, how can they find you?
Oh, Health Code Medical.
Health Code Medical on the IG. And so definitely reach out to Lisa. She is our expert in longevity and peak human performance. Thank you so much for joining us again today. And we do have to take a brief break, but we will be right back after these messages.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup.